Your friends see you posting workouts, sweating every week, but when you walk into a party, nobody even realizes you lift. You look the same as the guy who hasn't touched a dumbbell in years, and that's the truth most people don't want to face. Effort without the right strategy is wasted time. The good news, there are science-backed biohacks that make every rep, every meal, and every hour of recovery actually count. Let's break them down. Most people train way too fast. They chase rep numbers, not results. But here's the truth, muscles don't count reps. They respond to how long they're under tension. So the biohack is simple. Slow down. Control the lowering phase, pause at the bottom, and drive up with intent. Doing 10 to 20 slow and quality reps will trigger more growth than 50 rushed ones. Usually when people hit failure, they stop. But your muscles aren't finished, your leverage is. That's why mechanical drop sets are so powerful. You start with the hardest variation, say decline push-ups. When you fail, you drop to standard push-ups. When you fail again, you switch to incline. No rest, non-stop tension. One set becomes 3 growth triggers, forcing your body to adapt. Let's talk recovery because this is where most people lose their gains. You can train perfectly and eat clean, but if your sleep sucks, your growth stalls. Sleep is the real anabolic window. That's when growth, WTH hormone spikes, testosterone resets, and muscle fibers repair. So treat sleep like part of your training. Keep your room dark and cool. Cut the screens before bed. And if you need extra help winding down, magnesium glycinate works wonders. Soreness that lingers for days isn't a sign of hard work. It's a sign of wasted time. If you can't train again, you can't grow. Cold exposure fixes that. Just 2 to 3 minutes in a cold shower or cold plunge reduces inflammation and helps your nervous system reset. That means you recover faster, train more often, and stack more quality sessions into the same week. Now, let's clear up the biggest nutrition myth. It doesn't matter when you eat protein. Your body doesn't just shut down muscle growth if you miss a 2-hour window. What matters most is consistency, hitting your daily target every single day. For most people, that's about 0.7 grams to 1 gram of protein per 1 lb of body weight. The key is getting that total number. Splitting it into 3 or 4 meals throughout the day is optimal, but hitting your daily target is the 90% that truly matters. Everyone talks about building muscle, but what really limits progress long-term is weak joints and tendons. That's why this hack is underrated. Taking collagen plus vitamin C about 30 to 45 minutes before training provides the raw materials your connective tissues need. That means stronger joints, fewer injuries, and the ability to actually train hard enough to keep growing. And the last hack might be the simplest of all. Morning sunlight. 10 minutes outside within the first hour of waking locks in your circadian rhythm. That means better energy during the day, deeper sleep at night, and healthier testosterone levels. All of which add up to faster recovery and better muscle growth. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these hacks are you going to try first? Drop it in the comments below. Let me know. I read every single one. Most people think muscle growth is about grinding harder, but if that worked, everyone who trained hard would look jacked. The truth is, growth comes from working with your body's biology, not against it. These biohacks make sure every rep, every meal, and every night of recovery pays you back. Invisible results. Pick at least 2 of them. Start today and watch how fast people finally notice the difference. Your friends see you posting workouts every week, sweat dripping, gym selfies, no days off. But then you walk into a party, and nobody even realizes you lift. No double takes, no questions. You look exactly like the guy who hasn't touched a dumbbell in years. And that's the uncomfortable truth most people don't want to face. Effort alone doesn't build muscle. Effort with the wrong strategy is just wasted time. Grinding harder isn't the answer. Working smarter is. The good news is muscle growth isn't random, it's biological. And once you understand how your body actually responds, you can make every rep, every meal, and every hour of recovery finally count. These are science-backed biohacks that separate people who train for years with nothing to show from people who look like they lift without saying a word. Most people train way too fast. They chase numbers, reps, sets, sweat. They think exhaustion equals progress. But muscles don't count reps. They don't care how tired you feel. Muscles respond to how long they're under tension. If you're bouncing the weight, letting moment take over, and rushing through sets, you're stealing growth from yourself. The muscle never stays under tension long enough to trigger adaptation. The fix is simple, but it's uncomfortable. Slow down. Control the lowering phase for 3 to 4 seconds. Pause briefly at the stretch, then drive the weight up with intent. 10 to 20 slow, controlled reps will stimulate more muscle growth than 50 rushed ones ever will. Another mistake almost everyone makes is stopping too early. When people hit failure, they rack the weight and move on. But your muscles aren't finished. Your leverage is. That's why mechanical drop sets are so powerful. You start with the hardest variation of an exercise. For example, decline push-ups. When you hit failure, instead of resting, you immediately switch to standard push-ups. When you fail again, you move to incline push-ups. No rest, no reset. Continuous tension. One set turns into 3 growth signals, forcing your body to adapt without adding weight or destroying your joints. You can train perfectly and eat clean, but if your sleep is bad, your progress will stall. Sleep isn't optional. Sleep is the real anabolic window. This is when growth hormone spikes, testosterone resets, and muscle fibers actually repair. If you're sleeping 5 or 6 hours a night, you're fighting your own biology. Treat sleep like part of your training. Keep your room dark. Keep it cool. Cut screens before bed. And if your mind won't shut off, magnesium glycinate can help calm your nervous system and improve sleep quality. Soreness that lasts for days isn't a sign of hard work. It's a sign of poor recovery. If you can't train again, you can't grow. Cold exposure helps fix that. Just 2 to 3 minutes in a cold shower or cold plunge reduces inflammation and resets your nervous system. That means faster recovery, more frequent training, and more quality sessions stacked into the same week. Over time, that's what actually builds muscle. Now let's clear up the biggest nutrition myth. It doesn't matter if you miss a perfect post-workout window. Your muscles don't shut down because you didn't drink a shake in 30 minutes. What matters most is consistency. Hitting your daily protein target every single day. For most people, that's around 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Not per meal, per day. Splitting it into 3 or 4 meals is ideal. But hitting the total number is what drives results. That's the 90% that matters. Everyone talks about building muscle, but what actually limits progress long-term is weak joints and tendons. You can have strong muscles, but if your connective tissue can't keep up, pain and injuries stop your progress. That's why collagen combined with vitamin C is underrated. Taking it 30 to 45 minutes before training provides the raw materials your tendons and ligaments need to adapt. Stronger joints mean fewer setbacks, heavier training, and the ability to push hard consistently. The simplest hack of all is morning sunlight. 10 minutes outside within the first hour of waking, no sunglasses. This locks in your circadian rhythm. Better energy during the day, deeper sleep at night, healthier testosterone levels. All of it feeds into faster recovery and better muscle growth. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these are you going to try first? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Most people think muscle growth is about grinding harder. But if that worked, Everyone who trained hard would look jacked. The real difference is understanding biology and working with it instead of against it. These biohacks make sure every rep, every meal, and every night of recovery actually pays you back. Invisible work, visible results. Pick at least 2. Start today. And watch how fast people finally notice the difference. And here's the part most people miss. None of these work if you do them once and forget about them. Muscle doesn't respond to motivation. It responds to repetition. The people who look different aren't doing extreme things. They're doing the right small things over and over, even when nobody's watching. That's why tracking matters, not obsessively but intentionally. Knowing how much you lift, how much protein you eat, how long you sleep. What gets measured gets improved. Guessing keeps you average. Awareness is what separates progress from plateaus. And don't underestimate patience. Muscle growth is slow on purpose. Your body resists change because it's designed to survive, not look impressive. Every workout is a signal. Miss enough signals, and nothing happens. Stack enough of them, and your body has no choice but to adapt. This is why consistency beats intensity every time. 1 perfect week won't change you. 12 average weeks done right will. You don't need motivation, you need systems. A way of training you can repeat. A way of eating you can sustain. A sleep schedule you can protect. Stop chasing exhaustion. Stop chasing soreness. Stop chasing sweat. Chase progress. Chase performance. Chase recovery. Because when those improve, muscle follows automatically. The people who stand out didn't get lucky genetics. They just stopped fighting their biology. They learned when to push, when to slow down, and when to recover. They trained with intent, ate with purpose, and slept like it mattered, because it does. You don't need more exercises. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need supplements stacked to the ceiling.